is Patrick Garrett doing an interview with Mr. Ray Neilson at Green World Path Organics here in Brooksville, Florida. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing super good, Patrick.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to be doing an interview here with you today. I'm going to ask you a few questions about you, about your business, and get your take on entrepreneurship as a whole. Okay?
Real good. Thank you.
All right, not a problem. Well, why don't you start out about telling me about yourself, your background.
Okay, myself and my background. Born on a farm in the state of Michigan. My father farmed organically. I was very small and kind of grew up on that farm. And he sent me off to something called the Armed Forces, the Army. And I went and served my time there. I had no choice. I actually volunteered. And after that, during that time, I bought my own first 260-acre farm and had somebody run it for me while I was in the Army. And then I came back and went to the Michigan State University on soil science and animal science. And I actually went through high school in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So my farm grew to 2,000 acres and 700 head of livestock and 200 dairy cows, Holstein dairy cows. And I had a vision on that farm when I bought it, and I pictured it, and I had a vision that it was going to be the best farm in the country, and it was going to be beautiful. It was going to have all the latest technology, and so I visualized what I wanted. And I wrote down a little small business plan at that time, and my herd grew, our family grew to 6. My wife and I were married back then 53 years ago, and we're still in love. And but we had a vision, and that farm was one of the top 10 always in gross profits and net return, and it was wonderful. The farm eventually paid for itself. The farms actually then, and so we're pretty much debt-free when we sold all the operations out. It's still running very successfully today. It's doing. We try to visit it at least once a year.
Good, good. What made you want to start your own business?
Well, it could be because they say once a farmer, always a farmer. And I think that's kind of true in other industries too. If you have been in certain electronics or other industries, you know, you kind of stay in that field. But the farming, the agriculture arena, you're connected to the earth, you're connected to the world, you're connected to the plants, you're connected to animals and plants and so as this grew and now we're setting in Green World Path, it's still kind of like agriculture because and lawn and garden and turf companies and greenhouse and nursery and insecticides for homes and hotels that are non-toxic, that don't hurt people. So this whole thing, when I seen what the chemicals did to myself and the environment and to the soil and toxic fertilizers and so forth, I wanted to do different and do better, so it gradually grew into what's known as Green World Path, and my vision is pretty much the same right now. I'm always know that we can do the job. You need a product or products that people need that improve the world, improve their life, improve something that's really good for the world. So a product that the people need, a product that needs service so that you can always help people, assist people. Give them all of your knowledge, consulting free of charge, and you always learn from those people. And I can expand a little more on that if you'd like.
Yeah, well, why don't you go into about, what Green World Path does, what Green World Path's goals are, and what you're actually doing here now.
All right, Patrick. What we do is we look at the green arena, green growing arena, which is agriculture and all the other green growing areas. Then we see that they're using toxic chemicals maybe to control insects and fungus and other issues on their farms and lawns and gardens and homes. And we develop products that replace those that are non-toxic, organic. And organic's kind of misunderstood because people sometimes think that it's a big pile of manure and a pitchfork and a beard and stuff, but it's not. Organic just means it comes from natural sources and mined or procured from natural sources, and that we develop it and ferment it, make it into a very valuable product. Maybe you hear our forklift out there like going by. Our walls are a little thin and sitting in the classroom.
Not a problem. When you're hiring somebody to work here, or you're hiring a management position, or you're searching for business partners, what qualities are you looking for, or what exactly are you looking for in somebody to come work here?
Yeah, I look at the person as a whole to see if that person has self-starting, they're willing to learn, they're willing to be aggressive, they know how to treat people, they know how to talk to them on the phone, how to communicate, how to explain our company, explain the business. It's not all about making a hardcore sale, order. It's about building relationships, networking, and that network keeps growing and growing, and versus putting $10,000-$20,000 ads in something, and taking orders. We like to give a lot before we receive.